Hi guys. Oh, can't see through my glasses. Hope you're all doing well. I don't know how many people are going to join because I just decided to do this when I just got back from my run. It was a very short run today, but it was good. So I want to apologise first of all, to Reagan Elite for not being able to do the roundtable discussion last night. I am gutted that I couldn't do it. Yeah, I've got quite a few health issues going on at the moment, and it's creating a few problems, havoc-wise in my life. So, yeah, I thought I'd just come on and tell you what's going on so you're all aware of everything. Just want to get my other computer up. I'm only going to be on for a while. I know that Phil and Graham will be going live at 1 with the agenda, so I'm not going to go into their time. Oh, great, there's a delivery being delivered at the door. I hope he just puts it in the porch. So, yeah. Hi, Billy. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. So I'm only going to be on for a little while. Sorry, I'm just getting my computer going, my other computer, so I can see what's going on. And it gives an extra viewer as well. So, yeah, I've had a few issues over the last couple of weeks. I've not been able to do what I would normally do and what I want to do. So it's been a bit shit, to be honest. That the light bulb's just gotten brighter. It does that. One of the bulbs, I don't know why. I just think it's my dad. So yeah, I've been feeling really tired lately, and it's been a bit disconcerting. I've been having to go to sleep in the afternoon, which is not me, to be honest. I don't normally snooze in the day. I've been falling asleep in my chair if I've not gone to bed. And I've had back pain. Now, at first I thought that the back pain was muscular because obviously, running, you're sort of slightly leaned forward. It helps with momentum. And I was doing a lot of stretches and workout for that area. And yeah, it's not muscular. I sort of focused in on it a bit more, and it is actually my kidneys. Now, I do have chronic kidney disease, but it was in the early stages. And that is from the medication that I take, because I take some very strong medication, and I have taken strong medication for a number of years now, and that, can mess with the kidneys and the liver. And I was supposed to be sent for blood tests every 6 months. This was according to my psychiatrist that I first saw about 20 years ago. And she said, you need to have these blood tests every 6 months to check the liver and kidney function. Well, obviously, moving areas, different doctors, different, psychiatrists and so on, and those tests weren't done. So I felt this sort of pain, and I knew it was my kidneys because from teaching yoga, I know where they sit, anatomy and physiology, and just sort of round your sort of lower rib cage area. And I can feel that the pain is there. So I managed to get a doctor's appointment yesterday. They have this new system now at my doctor's where you fill in like a triage form, and then somebody gets back to you and sets up an appointment, which was really good. So I saw a brand new doctor, lovely, lovely doctor. Cannot remember his surname, Sri Lankan guy, but he was born in London, but lovely, lovely man. And he, I know what's wrong with me. So I go in telling the doctor, look, this is what I'm experiencing. This is what's wrong with me. I know I need to have a blood test to rule out my kidneys being worse. So obviously I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of research on, the sort of further effects that can happen, and with kidney failure and everything. And yeah, so there's quite a number of things that I was reading. Now, I haven't had a drink of alcohol since the 1st of November. I have been, sorry, my phone's bleeping away. I have been, I've not felt like drinking. I'm running now. I don't want a hangover. I don't need that in my system when I'm running. I need to have a body that is functioning correctly. So, just going to take a sip of water, guys. Now, I already drink a huge amount of water a day, and we're talking about 2 litres. And so I was drinking my electrolyte drinks when I do my runs, and I see, reading up on it, that can cause problems in the kidneys if it's building up too much. So today I ran with just plain water. So I will be just wearing plain water for my runs now. Also, I would normally take ibuprofen for my pain, but obviously now I can't. So I'll be trying out paracetamol, which normally messes with my head meds. So that's got to be, looked at. And if I suffer with my head meds, then I suffer with my head meds. Of course, obviously, I'm like, sort of a bit scared, because I know what can happen, and it will happen eventually. It's a chronic kidney disease. It's not going to go away. It will get worse over time, but obviously I can keep it healthy as long as possible. So yes, my doctor has said I can still run as long as I feel okay. I only did 3.68, so 3.7 kilometers today, but I felt good. There was some pain there, a bit of pain in my hernia as well, but I felt good, managed to run the whole way at good speed, even in the mud and the rain. So I'm not concerned about that. The biggest problem I have at the moment is my diet. And I also think cortisol, because I have been very, very stressed. And when you are stressed, the body releases cortisol, which is a poison to the body. And I was reading up about it last night, and it can affect the kidneys. So I took a decision yesterday. I am deferring my current psychology module until next year, because it has caused me a huge amount of stress with my PIP, having to appeal against that. With it being Christmas, my house is an absolute tip. My depression has been bad, and now the pain with my kidneys. It's like, okay, you want to remain as fit as you can, so you've got to remove something from your life. And it was a massive decision, but I am about 3 or 4 weeks behind on my studies. For me to catch up with that, I will need to sit and study for an entire week. And it's just not possible. It isn't possible. I was lucky. I got 80% on my last, on my essay. So that is a distinction. So I'm really pleased with that. But I think it's a distinction. I'd need to check on the website, because it gives you, what your marks are. And I just thought, you know what? That is stressing you out the most. The mess of the house, the fact that I don't get anything done, and the fact that I'm so tired in the afternoons. So I have got to now pay attention to my diet, pay attention to my exercise. And I have gained weight over the last sort of 6 months. I'm annoyed with myself. But again, that is related to excessive cortisol, and the cortisol is related to stress. So I know I did the right thing yesterday by going to the doctor. I'm going for a blood test on Monday, so should have the results from that back fairly soon. I am going for my flu jab on Monday as well. And on Tuesday, I'm going for my eyes. Getting my hair done on Monday as well because grey, and it needs doing. So, yeah, I am looking after myself. I am looking after my body. So hence me not being able to be on the round table last night. I was in bed. I was in bed by 6 o'clock. I had the doctor, and then I had the dentist yesterday afternoon, and then I did a quick bit of shopping in town, last few bits for Xmas. And so luckily I had my fillings without injections, thank goodness. I have a very high pain threshold, and that is a problem, because if I do have pain in my body, I just shrug it off. And Steffi, I see your comment there. Be careful where pain is concerned. Knowledge of anatomy and physiology is one thing, but referred pain is a very real thing. It is, I know. And, you know, when I broke my tibia in my right leg years ago running, I carried on running. I knew it was broken a couple of days later, but the doctor kept telling me, no, it was ligament damage. Okay, but the painkillers weren't helping. And so I eventually was referred to a specialist in Doncaster and went to see him. I think his name is Dr. Williams, very, very good doctor. And he told me just from looking at me that my leg was broken. But I had been teaching yoga still. I had been driving. I had been walking around. I had been cycling. You know, I cycled the Red Route in Sherwood Pines on a hybrid bike that I had at the time. It was a Claude Butler hybrid. And I didn't fall off that time, which is unusual because normally I fall off bikes. Very good at falling off bikes. It's a trick that I have. So yeah, when I was sat, I think on which night was I going to go live, and I didn't go live. I didn't do a live stream, and I was sat with water bottles on either side of my kidneys, and I was like, okay, if this doesn't go, then I will have to see the doctor. And like I say, I knew I needed a blood test. So what this means is that until I know what's going on 100%, until I find out what's going on, I will be going live as and when, doing live streams as and when. Now that I'm not studying anymore, now that I've decided to defer my degree until next year, my current module until next year, I will be able to spend time recording videos and looking at new things that I want to do with the channel, including tarot and crystal readings. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that doesn't bother me. If you guys don't want to watch those videos, that's perfectly fine. You know, we all have choices. And but the one thing that I'm going to be focusing on, obviously, is women's issues and feminism and misogyny and GRAPE and SA and DV and SV and so on. So those are going to be my main areas of focus, because it is what I believe is important right now, especially with the, you know, the mobilization of the far right and how the world is going, and the treatment of women, not just in the Western world, but in, you know, the whole world, and how some women are treated dreadfully, way worse than we are treated in the West. And, you know, there is still inequality between women and men. And it is very, very difficult to see from a man's perspective. But it is to do with ingrained misogyny that the patriarchy has put in place, and we still have. Also, trans agenda, trans issues. I am, you know, so angry that they have now stopped trans women from using the ladies' toilets. And here's a joke. I did 10Ks on Tuesday at Clumber. I didn't know I was going to do 10Ks. I thought I was going to be doing about 7, but it ended up being 10 kilometers because I thought the route that I was doing around the lake was only 5, but no, it wasn't. It was actually longer. But I actually shaved 3 minutes off of my time, which I was really pleased with. And so that was a surprise. And sort of at the end, I'm running, I'm saying, Witchy, come on, you can do this, carry on, come on. And I can hear my dad in my head saying, come on, love, come on, you can do it. And so I think a big part of what's been going on and my kidney pain is down to the sports drinks that I'm drinking. Now, they are not your typical Monster and crap that you buy in the shop. This is Science in Sport. It's a powder that you mix, and it is for sportsmen and women. But obviously, I am going to stop using that unless I'm doing a massive, massive run and need that extra energy, because obviously, I mean, I sweat a lot when I run. I really do. It is a, which is part of running. So obviously you need to replenish that. But I will be doing what I can, listening to the doctors, being referred to specialists if necessary and so on. Because I know Pete put up a comment because he goes for dialysis. He's got kidney disease. And I know what can happen. My dad had comorbidities, and one of them was kidney disease after his heart attack. And I know what to look for in my urine if there's blood, and if I have pain urinating, the doctor has told me to go to A&E straight away. So, I am well aware of that. I wouldn't drive myself. I would book a taxi and let a taxi take me. So, I know what I need to do, and now I need to do it. And it's going to be really difficult at this time of year, obviously, because it's Christmas and food and so on. So I am going to try and stick within my calories of 2,000 a day and cut down on sugar. I don't eat a lot of salt because salt can damage the kidneys. So I do not put salt in my food, and I do not put salt on my food. It is something that I've just never needed to do. If I need to, I use herbs. Italian herbs and spices. That's my favorite because it's a mix of everything that I like. And I don't use spices as in, traditional curry spices. I can't because of my hernia. So I just wanted to let you all know that I apologize for not being around, for not doing videos, for sort of, setting up a live stream and then cancelling it at the last moment. And it's just, listening to my body and knowing what I need to do. So I'm probably going to be doing more afternoon live streams, sort of 4 p.m. because for me, if I'm tired, then I can go to bed early. And nobody really does live streams at that time, in the channels we watch. So it gives you guys a chance to watch and to follow and so on. And, I know it's not sort of peak viewing times, but it's, it's what's best for me. And I've got to put that in place. I mean, mornings for me are not good. It takes me a long time to wake up because I don't sleep very well. And then it takes me a while to wake up in the morning, all my medication and so on, and then breakfast, and then getting ready and going for my run. So my own self-belief is that keeping fit, exercise is one thing that will help with keeping my body healthy and keeping my kidneys healthy. Believe me, I've looked this up. I've read through all sorts of websites and so on, and I will find out as much as I possibly can about the kidneys. The doctor told me last year that things were fine, that I was in the early stages, and obviously something has changed. It's not to do with alcohol because I don't drink anymore. I've stopped completely. My mum asked me, what alcohol do you want for Christmas? I'm like, don't get me any. And she's like, why? I said, because I don't really drink anymore and I don't like having a hangover. And, it just, the way I don't enjoy, it gives me pain in my stomach with my hernia. So it's like, why? Rather just have herbal teas. I started drinking warm water with lemon in. So that's really helpful for cleansing out the kidneys. But obviously I am doing what the doctor tells me. I am listening, and I am, following all the right things that I need to do. Like I say, today was just water on my run, no sports drink in there. So I will just have to use the sachets of like sports food, because that is, digested in a different way. But I just want to say thank you to everybody for carrying on, subscribing to my channel, even though everything's a bit fucked up at the minute and, stuff. But I do want to say thank you to everybody. And yeah, I'm going to keep running as long as I can. It is something that I enjoy so much. It is part of my life that is just amazing. And, I sort of got an idea now of raising money for kidney charities. I will find one that I can raise money for. And, I think for me, running it makes me happy. It's good for me in a healthy way. Obviously, I listen to my body. If my body says, you're stopping at 3 kilometers today, I will stop at 3 kilometers. If my body says, okay, you can carry on a bit further today, I will carry on a bit further today. I am in touch with a personal trainer called Chris Mack. He is a runner, and he is also a yoga instructor, and he's degrees and so on. And so he will be giving me advice as well. This entire row here on my bookshelf is all yoga and exercise. So yeah, it is pretty much I know that there are yoga postures that I can do that can help to cleanse my kidneys and, release toxins, giving myself Reiki treatments, getting back into my yoga, and stopping with my studying at the moment will help me and give me time to do that. And that is what is important right now, is focusing on me, looking after me, and, working on the channel is a lot easier than studying and stressing over an essay or an assignment that I need to do. So I'm going to head off. Hi, Chris C. Lovely to see you. Sorry, my love, you're going to have to watch back, I'm afraid, because obviously at 1 p.m. it's Graham and Phil on the agenda, and I don't want to run into their time. Steffi said, good call regarding the alcohol. I don't drink anymore. It badly triggers my diverticulitis. I know what that is. That's the red thing on the face. My sister gets that. So stuff that. Diverticulitis. I think that's what it is, the red thing on the face. You're sewing away, Chris C. Good for you. Good for you. Used to love running. Such an endorphin rush. Sadly, your joints aren't up to it these days. That's it. I've said to myself, I will run as long as I can. That's it. It is my favorite form. Well, swimming is my favorite form of exercise, but I do not like swimming in swimming pools in the UK because the chlorine is too strong. The water's too warm. Inflammatory bowel condition. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Rosacea, I think it is the one with the face. I might be wrong. So yeah, that is my plan, is to defer for a year, get myself physically right, and utilize all of my knowledge around healing, whether that is Reiki, whether that is, yoga, no matter what it is, that is what I'm going, and obviously traditional healing of, medicine, whatever I need to take. I want to try to avoid painkillers as long as I possibly can. I don't like taking painkillers anyway. I do have a very high pain threshold. As I say, yesterday at the dentist, 2 fillings and didn't need an injection at all. He was quite surprised. He said to me, do you want an injection? I said, well, let's try without first, because I've been eating on these teeth that had got the fillings had fallen out of for a few weeks and had no pain. So, you know, my dentist is lovely. He's brilliant. He's a really brilliant dentist. And I'm, you know, just so glad. I'm so lucky that I have access to a dentist, because I know how hard it is for people to get onto dentist waiting lists. Plus swimming is getting expensive as well. Even the council run swimming pools. Yeah, they are. I just find it too hot for me. The water's too hot. I got used to swimming in cold water in South Africa. Doing outdoors cold water swimming, I don't think that's a good idea with my kidneys now. And speaking of that, my clothing is getting cold because the sweat's starting to dry. So I need to go and change, and I need to have something to eat. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for putting up with me, for still sticking with me. I want to apologize to Reagan for not being able to do the roundtable last night. I know that Darren did, and I'm so happy that he did, and that Reagan was able to get somebody else to be on the roundtable. Because I left it till quite late, until I thought, no, I can't do it. I'm so tired. Take care, Witchy, and always we will stick with you. Oh, bless you, Chris. Thank you. So I'm going to probably go live on Sunday evening, 6 p.m, same as normal, because that for me is a good time. After I've given Thorn his injection, and, you know, after my tea, and I can do that, and then I can go to bed and then watch Super Tansky while I'm in bed. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Steffi. Thank you, Chris. And thank you for everybody else who watched. If you can hit the like button, that would be really, really great. And have a wonderful weekend. And Osmods will be there with hammers and shields at the ready. Thank you. Thank you, Chris C. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. And yes, Elle, I'm sorry, darling. I am heading off now because Phil and Graham have the agenda at 1, so I'm really sorry. It was just a quick sort of notification of what's going on with the channel, what's happening with me, why I've been cancelling live streams and so on, and why I haven't done any videos recently. I'm not very well. So yeah, if you want to catch up, you can watch back, you know, at double speed L, and it'll tell you everything that's been going on. So I will hopefully see you on Sunday at 6 p.m. and just have a wonderful weekend. Try and stay out of the miserable rainy weather, and blessed be. Mwah. Thanks, everybody. Bye, guys.